Should I buy it? Wow. I mean, that's a really challenging question without, there's so many aspects to that, that you would need to know, of course, before you could make a proper decision. But just playing statistics, I guess I could make some assumptions about that business. For example, if it's listed for $4.5 million, my guess is that the owner really wants 70% of that number. Because usually when businesses are listed, they're inflated to the point where the owner will take 70% of the asking price. And the reason is if you negotiate a business and you get 70% of the original price, you feel pretty good about that. And most people don't know how to really value businesses. And so you feel pretty good, like, wow, I got them down 70%. Well, that's kind of what the owner wanted anyway. And usually business brokers will mark them up accordingly so that the owner walks away with what they really wanted and the business broker gets their commission. So it tells me that, okay, whatever 70% of $4.5 million is, that's probably what the owner wants. There's also that element, there's a huge element of owner financing. Over 90% of the businesses that are sold with some form of owner financing, because bank financing is just not realistic or practical for situations especially like this. So I know that the owner will be forced to take back some type of note. So I think that there's an opportunity to get into this business with little capital or a lot less capital down than this person would originally think. Usually business brokers will tell you about a third down. If I bring a third cash, 2/3 we can put together some other way via owner financing. For me, I think that you could do better than a third down. There's some creative ways in which we talk about in how to buy businesses with limited or no capital, and those are the kinds of things that we teach.
If the business is doing 4.5 million, or it's worth 4.5, what do you think it's doing in sales and profit? Can we make some assumptions about that?
General rule of thumb assumptions, which are always dangerous, but general rule of thumb assumptions, you'd think that the business was profiting at least $1 million in EBITDA, or just flat out profit, where they were getting at least $1 million a year to justify that kind of price.
And so $3 million a year in sales?
Probably more than that. Okay. Probably more than
25% profit margin, $4 million in sales with $1 million in profit.
Yeah.
And then if you did owner financing of that $1 million, how much are you going to send to the owner every year?
Well, usually owner financing is over 5 to 7 years is the term of owner financing. So whatever interest rate you work, which is usually like 2 3/4 over prime, tends to be reasonable. And so whatever the prime rate is, add 2 3/4, 5 to 7 year term, and you can work it back.
Okay.